Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Diverse here. So, my first movement guide that I did has over 8,000 views right now, and like that's crazy. Like, thank you guys so much. And a lot of people were asking me to do another one. So, last one, if you didn't watch that, I would go watch that. It was kind of the basics of movement, like slide canceling, bunny hopping, strafing, snaking, and much more stuff I discussed in that video. This will be a part 2 to that, and this will kind of be more the advanced stuff and stuff that I forgot to go over in the first one. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video. I'll also have my settings at the end because there's like 400 new subscribers since that video, which is crazy. Thank you guys so much for the support. That video was like a week ago, and we already have like 400 new subs since then. Thank you guys so much, for real. So yeah, I'll show my settings at the end. So let's get straight into it. So before we even get into the movement guide, I just want to acknowledge these settings again. Right here, these two settings. So we have slide behavior. Make sure you have that on tap, because this is gonna make your slides faster and more reactive, because you just have to tap your slide button to slide instead of having to hold it down. And then we also have auto tactical sprint. You want to make sure you have this on. This will take your movement to the next level, because this, instead of having to double tap your left stick to go into tactical sprint, you just move up with your stick and it'll go up and it'll go into tactical sprint, which is very important, because this will make you faster and have a better reaction time. Oh, and they also just introduced this new setting called tactical sprint, and this basically changes your tactical sprint layout. But right now I just don't know much about it, so I wouldn't really mess with that right now, but maybe in the future that could be a good thing. But let's get into the movement guide. So in the first movement guide, which is in the description if you didn't watch it, I went over the basics of movement. So slide canceling, which is just slide jump. I went over bunny hopping, just jumping, and I went over strafing, which is just moving your left stick right to left when you shoot. And I also went over shouldering, which is just you're shouldering this. I also went over snaking, which is just snaking a head glitch. You just prone and then you sprint up. Oh, I also went over drop shotting as well. Just like the basics of movement. And this video, I'm gonna be implementing those things, but I'm gonna be taking it to a more advanced level, like showing you like kind of the advanced stuff, and also a few things I forgot to mention in the first video, which are very important. So the first movement I'm gonna be going through is centering. Now look at your crosshair right in the middle. You see that in the middle of the screen? You don't want this. You don't want to be looking down when you're running, because you're gonna, if you see a guy, you're gonna have to flick up your joystick, which makes your reaction time way slower. And this same thing goes for if you're looking up like this. You want the crosshair to be in the center of your screen, and you want to like kind of predict where people would be. So you just predict where people are gonna be, and check your corners too. You just predict, center, you just center it. This will save you in so many gunfights, because this will also make your shots more consistent, because you're already going to have your crosshair in the center of your screen, which will make it easier to get chest shots and headshots, which will kill the player way more faster. So if I know somebody's right here, or if I'm just predicting somebody's gonna be here, instead of like me looking at the ground then going up, or me looking at the ground then going up, I'm already centered with the screen, and then that's easy chest shots and headshots. I'm already centered like that. Look, I get a headshot. Simple as that. You just want to make sure you're centered with the screen all the time. So the next movement I'm gonna show And this is kind of like the jump side canceling. Is just doing that with B hopping to get around the map. So you're just gonna, and a lot of people do this, they kind of ADS. They kind of ADS there and just bunny hop. They kind of ADS, jump, slide cancel. This is a good movement to do. Good movement to do. It just makes you way harder to hit. Want to make sure you're implementing that centering into it. Just doing that with bunny hopping instead of just slide canceling. Jump, slide cancel over and over. You do that with bunny hopping. Now, the next movement, which I could really make a whole video on this, of like how important this is. This is going to be using doors to your advantage. Now, doors were implemented as a new thing in this game, and people don't use them to their advantage as much as you should. So let's say a guy's right here. Instead of, if the doors are open, instead of me just running in, because he's gonna be pre-aiming that, you wanna just close the door real quick and then just slide. Like, his camera will be so lost, like he won't know how to react. And that's an easy kill. So if I'm in a gunfight like this, right, and he knows I'm here, instead of me just charging in like this, where I'll get shot at easily, I'm gonna close the door and then just barge in like that. Like, he will literally, his camera will be broke so bad. He'll have no time to react. Now, I'm gonna show you what it's like from my POV. Like, I literally have no time to react. Another way is closing, especially in Warzone, like closing doors behind you. You just want to make sure you're closing doors behind you. Especially if someone's trying to chase you. You close the doors, and then you can pop out. You can pop out and just ego chow the heck out of them. It'll break their camera. So yeah, using doors to your advantage is very important. Just like opening, just using doors to your advantage is very important. Now the next movement I'm gonna show you, this isn't snaking, but it's kind of close to it. It's just crouch spamming behind a head glitch. Now this isn't as broken as snaking. It's not as broken, but it will still help you, especially if you're shooting. You can get some of those shots off, and your body will be less exposed. I mean, he's just crouch spamming. That's an easy kill for him. Alright. Boom.
Blood for blood.
And this also goes in my next point, is just crouch spamming while shooting. So we're just gonna crouch spam while shoot. Now I prefer like jump shotting or drop shotting, but I know a lot of people, it looks really flashy if you just crouch spam while you shoot. It does look really flashy, and I like doing it. Now the next move I'm gonna show is called a Cali stick, or a knife like speed boost. So instead of having like your gun out all the time, just like pull your Cali stick out and then, or pull your knife out, and then you get like a little speed boost, which will make you move around the map faster. And this is also like map awareness. If you know somebody is not gonna be here, if you know somebody's over there, just pull out your knife or Cali sticks and just run over there, and then until you feel comfortable to pull out your gun. Another movement, which is not really a lot of people know about, is, I don't really know how to call it, but you're gonna crouch. You're just gonna like crouch spam and jump at the same time. So This will make you like a lot. It'll make like people can't hear it at all. So you just, I know Mutex uses it a lot, but you crouch and then you jump. You just do it really fast. Especially if you're in like a really tough spot and you want not be heard. You kind of move faster. It's like crouch walking, but you're not moving fast. I mean, you're moving faster. And you're not really heard at all. Now, the last thing I want to slightly go over is just map awareness. So, what I've always said is map awareness, you just get it the more you play the maps. Like, the more you play the maps, the more you'll be aware of the ratty spots, like where people like to camp. And just, if you're in like a 1v4 situation, you just, or 1v5, whatever it is, you expect to know where people are coming from. And yeah, like map awareness, I could go way more in depth with it, but just kind of like know where people would usually go, because most people are very predictable in this game. So just kind of predict where people are at, and this also goes back to centering. Just make sure you're centering stuff. But yeah, map knowledge is really just playing the maps a lot, and then you kind of just figure out where all the rush routes are, and all the ratty spots people like to camp and everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this part 2 of the movement guide. I hope it wasn't like too much, but yeah, I'm gonna be showing my settings at the end here, just to give you guys knowledge of what I use and everything. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace. So I'm gonna be going through my settings now. So I didn't really change anything. I changed my brightness and my colorblind setting. That's pretty much it. So I'm still at 120 affected. Make sure you have this. It makes the game way better. Brightness 53. I just thought it was a little too dark, so I just upped it up. I just upped it a notch. Subtitles disabled. I know a lot of people like this enabled, but personally it just distracts me. I changed this to this one. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I just like how the game looks way better with that, other than Tritonopia. Like, Tritonopia is good, but I like this a lot. Make sure you have your minimap shaped square, because you get more information on the map. Make sure you have this enabled. Rest of the stuff doesn't really matter. Graphic settings, again, according to your PC. I play on like all low. Make sure you have this boosted. You get less input delay. But yeah, pretty much all low here for me. I want to get the best performance possible. I know a lot of people play with World Motion Blur on. Like, it is fun to use, but I'd say long term just have this disabled, because you're gonna be more consistent with it off. I play boost low. Used to play boost high. Both are really good, but I just personally like boost low better. 25 master volume. I kind of have this own thing on my PC where I adjust the volume and stuff. Music 0. I put this to max. I know most people have it really low, and I used to do that, but I put it to max because when you like, the callouts are way easier to hear and stuff, and I like that. Effects 100, cinematics 100. This is just for campaign. MW. Yeah, I switched from classic to MW. I switch all the time. And yeah, it doesn't really matter my controller settings, so I play on a scuff, and I have one paddle to jump, and then I play right hand claw, which is for my Y, X, A, and B and stuff. And I play 0.05 dead zone, 1010. These are still the same, 0.75. very consistent sensitivity. Dynamic, I know a lot of people like linear a lot, but I just stay on dynamic. It's just really good. Standard aim assist, make sure you have scale aim assist with FOV disabled, because you actually get more aim assist with it disabled. This doesn't really matter. Oh, contextual tap, make sure you have a contextual tap, because you get to interact stuff by tapping instead of having to hold it, which is great. Like I said, have these tap to slide, this disabled, auto attack sprint, of course. And then yeah, like I said, I wouldn't really mess with this right now until we kind of know more about it. But yeah, that was part 2 of the movement guide and my updated settings. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to do another one, I could potentially, but Vanguard is almost here, so yeah, it would be interesting to see how that plays out and stuff. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace, love y'all.